morning guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is John and I'm going to be showing you guys an install. We're going to do an install right now. We're going to do an unboxing. A Dirty Dog 4x4, which they make like a netting, which I really like the look of it. It has like a nice military type look to it. Not only do I like it for the look, I also like it for the practicality of, if I had the alien sunshade, which is great for the sun, I'm not too worried about the sun. I'm actually more worried about my Jeep being completely topless the way it is right now, and somebody sticking their hand inside the back and maybe stealing something from the recovery bag, or stealing the whole recovery bag, period. Now granted, I would never leave my Jeep unattended. That's one thing, you guys, you know, I'm a little psycho when it comes to it, but that's one thing you gotta understand. Whether I'm in my Hellcat or the Jeep, a lot of times I have my eye on my vehicle. If I go to a restaurant and you see the vehicle in the parking lot, I'm sitting by a window and I got an eye on it. If I have that netting installed, I'm not saying it's gonna stop them completely, but it might actually kind of deter someone from even messing with it. You know, they might be thinking like, oh, you know, I don't wanna start taking apart this netting. Somebody might see me, catch me, the owner might see me, whatever. So for that reason, the netting would be a great idea, just to kind of maybe slightly deter. Between that and the fact that I have an alarm system on the Jeep, and cameras are on the way also. Cameras, I'm gonna have actually interior cameras coming, but stay tuned for those videos. I am coming up with a solution for the cameras. I know, and I know you probably think I'm a little crazy, but hey, if I'm at a restaurant, if I'm somewhere and I can't have a window seat, trust me, my phone is gonna be on the table, and I'm gonna have the same way I can keep an eye on my house from the cameras. I want like a smart type camera inside of my vehicle that I could just kind of, you know, stream, and I could just leave it streaming on the table while I'm, you know, having my dinner or something like that. Look guys, I've had vehicles vandalized in the past, and there's nothing more in the world that pisses me off more than that, or thieves, things like that. I don't tolerate it. They don't get second chances in my book. Besides that, it looks completely badass. I love the way it looks. It has like a really nice military look to it, like I said before. Let's go ahead and do a quick unboxing. All right guys, so if you ordered the full set, this is the box that's gonna come in the mail. This one is the mid net. This is gonna be for the roof. This is the front net, also for the roof. And then obviously this is gonna go, this one's gonna be for the rear, and this one is actually pretty heavy. Also, what's gonna happen is, by me adding the netting on the sides and on the rear, it's gonna basically highlight more that slant back look that I absolutely love. It just makes it look like those Humvees from like the military, and a lot of these too. I have a feeling I'm gonna be here for a while. Anyway, the one thing I wanna highlight to you guys before I even install it on the Jeep is, so on the netting, everywhere where it crisscrosses, they have like, everything's, first of all, it's metal, it's not plastic, and everything was painted black. That was a big deal to me. I didn't want like chrome, like metal fittings on this. I was going for like all black look, and I'm glad that's exactly what these guys did. I was in the middle of doing the install, it started raining, so I had to pull the Hellcat outside of the garage, and now the Jeep is in there. With the big offset that I have on these new wheels and the beadlocks, I thought it wasn't gonna fit, but I got plenty of room. Well, if you consider that plenty, but it definitely has just enough room so I can pull it in the garage. The garage has lots of light, so I'm going to continue the installation in the garage. So I have this really bright light. I'm not sure if it even shows up on the camera. You see it's pretty long. So I have that light in here. That's going to help me finish the install. This is what I have going so far. Now I'll be honest with you guys, the product is extremely well made. You can tell it's a really high quality product, but the installation instructions, I have like a piece of paper, black and white. The photos aren't that great. In my opinion, there should have been a lot more photos, and preferably in color. They also have video instructions on their website, which I would say are probably a little bit better. But in my opinion, even the video instructions, I feel like a couple of steps were kind of skipped. So I find myself kind of going back and forth. I even have my MacBook right here. I got a MacBook Air right there that I'm using to look at the video instructions, going back to the paper instructions, and then also using this picture right here as a guide to finish this install. All right guys, so I'm gonna finish this install. I'll show you guys what it looks like. At least for today, I'll finish the rear and the side. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the roof yet. In my opinion, I think it's gonna look great. I just wish the install was a lot easier.
2,000 years later. It
looks like it's trying to bust out of that garage. I love the wide stance it has now. All right guys, let's go take the Jeep for a spin. It's a little risky because it's supposed to rain, but let's take it somewhere, take some cool pictures and video. Let me know what you guys think of the new modification. As of right now, we installed the rear netting. The netting on the roof will be coming in another video. have to say install was a little bit of a pain, but I'm definitely glad that I did get it, because it's definitely the look that I was going for on my Jeep. And the reason why I wanted to go with black, I know some of you said go with red. The reason why I wanted to go with black is just because when I'm driving around, you got the sunlight, the red leather on the interior is just gonna pop through the black squares, and it's just gonna look awesome when I'm driving around. I can't tell you guys how many compliments I keep getting on the red leather when I'm driving around. Got the fire extinguisher mounted right over here still. Very important. I still want to add maybe a second one on the other bar or somewhere else on the Jeep. Now, I didn't install the webbing for the roof yet. I'm going to leave that for a separate video just because this over here took a lot longer than I expected. A lot of people actually asked me about where I got this light. This is like a ridiculous amount of lumens. If anybody is interested in this light, I've had other people ask me before. I'll include a link in the description for this. And obviously I'll include a link in the description for the Dirty Dog 4x4 netting. And if it's your first time on the channel, hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon so you can sign up for notifications. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.